few items of porcine abundance that you can create have suffered more abuse than sausage at the hands of recipe books. Do recipe books have hands? On the pages of recipe books.
Right.
Sausage recipe books, it's just, they assume the lowest common denominator, which is meat that is totally flaccid, flimsy, and oily, and oxidized, and so prone to smearing through your grinder. And so they put you through this rigmarole of cubing the meat, partially freezing the cubes, freezing the grinder head, and then grinding the partially frozen meat into a bowl, sitting in another bowl that is full of ice. And then you have to mix this stuff while it is near frozen and your knuckles are aching. And that's the only way to prevent the meat from totally breaking down. And I should say I've made thousands and thousands of pounds of sausage, and I have never done that. Ever, 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 never.
Well,
I did it once.
Once.
By never, I mean once.
Yeah.
Because I was,
Well, you needed to know.
Well, the consensus is so total in recipe books when you read about that. Like, that is the way to make sausage. There is no other option.
American only, or do you know if other?
I don't think Steve Lamb mentions it that way,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure neither does Hugh Fernley Whittingstall and the River Cottage stuff. Jane Grigson doesn't.
Yeah. It's just
if
an
I
American
recall.
thing.
So I guess it is primarily American, and I think it is a response to our insipid pork supply, which if you put floppy meat in a grinder, it's going to come out as paste. So it's just kind of the way it's going to go. Whereas a pig you raise at home is going to have a higher quantity of saturated fat, which is structure. Means that the grinder, rather than smearing it, chops the meat. It's a chopper, which is a much better way to go. And
well, yeah. So you wanted to try this method,
Yeah.
Because I think just a couple years ago we were dipping our pinky toe into maybe getting a book deal, and you were writing a sausage. Proposal.
Doing some tests.
Yeah, you were running some tests, and you needed to know because every single authoritative book in American English has you go through this song and dance.
Yeah.
And so you were like, is it really necessary?
Yeah.
And it took you 3 times as long.
It really isn't.
We did a blind taste test.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah,
I think we even had some friends do it with us.
Yeah.
And
I remember
we actually
didn't like it so much.
We didn't like it as much. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So not only did it take longer,
yeah,
it was worse.
Yeah.
The final product was worse.
It's like it suffered so much more abuse.
Please don't abuse.
Yeah.
Your links.
The meat. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
It was drier, which is
That's
weird.
it. It was drier.
Which is exactly the thing that whole rigmarole is intended to prevent.
Right.
Which is what is it? It's not the debonding. That's not the right word, but the separation of the fat from the water, from the meat, from the lean, from the protein. That's what I'm trying to say. And the sausage will break. And all that fat just cooks right out and runs into the pan, and all you're left with is this rubbery, textured, dry sausage.
Yeah.
And I have never suffered that because I've always made sausage from healthy pigs, from salubrious meat. That's the thing. It is effortlessly delicious.